Hey, Moon in the fifth house, Cancer on the fifth house cusp. So, you are someone whose emotional world is deeply tied to creativity, romance, pleasure, self expression, children, play, and being seen for who you truly are. The fifth house rules joy, art, passion, dating, performance, inner child energy, fertility, hobbies, and the things that make life feel beautiful and alive. When the moon is here, the person's emotions need somewhere expressive to go. So you're very creatively emotional. You process your emotions through art, music, writing, dance, fashion, beauty, performance, content creation, or storytelling. You're very romantic and affectionate. You love to be admired. You love to admire. You love to give attention, and you love to receive attention. And when someone is emotionally warm, you're deeply nourished by that. You are very playful, very youthful and expressive. You have a charming energy, but rejection or feeling unseen can hurt you deeply. You're emotionally connected to children or inner child healing. So you could be very nurturing when it comes to children, drawn to motherhood or parenting, or you're deeply shaped by your own childhood joy or lack of it. You are drawn to beauty and pleasure. You need joy, laughter, sensuality, creativity, celebration, and experiences that make the heart feel alive. You crave visibility, but you also feel vulnerable when your emotions, talents, or creations are on display. You sensitive about your art. Spiritually, the moon in the fifth house is teaching you that joy is sacred. Your joy is sacred, that your creativity is your medicine, and that you are allowed to be seen in your fullness. So when you have moon in the fifth house or Cancer on the fifth house cusp, you are someone who is um, you have a radiant emotional presence. You're very nurturing, creative, romantic, intuitive, expressive, and deeply connected to healing, to the healing power of joy. Okay, so your cards are discrimination, the eight of swords, and self-reflection. And the Kali Ma, who is present for you, is Kaladara, and she is the Kalima who is not bound by appearances or material limitations. She is infinite creative potential. Um, so lots of let's just say it like this, lots of opportunities exist for you. You have multiple mediums that you're able to provide for the collective, and unlimited ways of expressing yourself, expressing your joy. I think that what happens here for you is that you may have been unfairly or unjustly stifled, possibly in your childhood when it came to your creativity. You may have been raised in a household where education was important, or there was lack of joy, or there was, people who weren't creative were raising you, and they discouraged your form of creativity. And so, because of that, you learn to harshly judge yourself, and it also stifled your creative growth and your creative potential. But what this moon is asking for you is to progress beyond those ways that you were programmed in your childhood to judge yourself and to stop yourself from moving forward. So let's just talk about the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is a card that has a person who is blindfolded and bound. Um, and they have all these swords around them that are kind of imprisoning them or keeping them held hostage. And so, what swords represent is mental. It represents the mental. It can be communication. It can be thoughts. Um, but what I feel here is that you've been stifled in your creativity. And so, even though you have this, you're full of potential energy, you judge yourself, and you might, like, so just say for instance, you create something, but then you never release it because you're afraid of what people are going to say about it or what they're going to think about it. You pick it apart, you see all the flaws in it, and that stops you from releasing it. And honestly, that thing that you've created, someone needs it. Okay. So you will pick it apart. You'll look at it with a fine tooth comb or with a magnifying glass, and then you will see all the things that you feel are wrong with it, and then you'll just tuck it away. You might have notebooks full of art that you've created. You may have multiple projects that you've started but did not finish because you didn't think it was important. But the truth of the matter is that your creativity is medicine for yourself and is medicine for someone else. So don't stopping yourself. Stop throwing your things away. Stop holding on to them and not releasing them because you didn't feel that it was good enough. Because honestly, it is good enough. And so the other thing that this moon is asking of you is that you take some time for self-reflection. So you need to take time to look inward and find out what it is that is stopping you from moving forward, what it is that is stopping you from creative and what is creating and what is stifling your creative potential. And I think that you'll find that what it is something that someone said to you when you were young, or they discouraged you from singing in public, or they were, told you to be quiet when you were expressing yourself. They told you that art wasn't important, that it wouldn't pay the bills, things like that. But we have to keep in mind that our parents and the people who raised us, they had a certain level of understanding and a certain awareness of things that we were literally intended to break past. So we are to break past limitations. We are to stop putting so much emphasis on the physical world and limitations of the physical world. And we are to move forward from a spiritually aware place, from an emotionally aware place. Um, so you are being encouraged to stop judging yourself harshly. You are being encouraged to stop judging yourself from your mother's voice or from your father's voice. And you are to take off the blindfolds, take off the handcuffs, and step out of this mental prison that you were um, kind of forced into somewhere along the way. Because that, honestly, you moving away from that harsh, critical place is what's going to free you and what's going to heal you and what's going to allow you to heal others.